hearts that we call on you tonight to join us on this show, the Good Evening Ghana show here on Thursday, the 7th of March. And it's a difficult situation because, as you know, it has been reported to us the unfortunate passing of the Deputy Minister for Finance and Economic Planning, the Honorable John Kumah, who is also my own personal MP, Member of Parliament for Ejiso constituency in the Ashanti region. John Kumah passed earlier today. Apparently, he was on his way to Accra in an ambulance. That has dramatically changed our planning and our schedule. We have to talk about John Kumah and show you what he did. We're at a loss. Everyone is calling everyone to find out what happened. We all had been told that he had difficulty with health. We were told that it was a very minor issue. He had been seen by doctors from all over. And it was thought that he was okay once he appeared in Parliament last Tuesday, the eve of the independence celebration. It is reported by MPs that John Kumah was in the chamber. So we're going to talk to you about what we know and also encourage his family, his constituents, the New Patriotic Party, and the Ministry of Finance, the staff and officials of the Ministry of Finance, especially even the IMF negotiators have been told that one of the people they were talking to has passed, and they are all besides themselves with a lot of grief. It is with a very heavy heart that we do this presentation tonight. May he rest in eternal peace. Here's our first tribute prepared for the memory of John Kumah. It's very difficult because I didn't know that a few months after interviewing him, I'll come back sitting in the same chair that I sat in to interview him a few months ago, that I'll be paying tributes to his memory. That's devastating. But here's a tribute.
This morning I listened to Sam George again on the exemptions about churches using the code and MMDAs who use the merchant code. They are going to be exempted from the e-levy. He still insists that if he uses his church code today, and he pays 1,000 cedis, he's going to lose 15 Ghana cedis.
Have you given churches a code?
Yes. Well, some churches have registered for merchant codes. For instance, Perez, where he worships. And we can show it.
it's still very unbelievable. It's still very shocking, and we will we'll have a few things to say about John Kumah tonight, and then later on we'll be updating you with the rest of the news. But we'll have an abridged program tonight, and we'll turn over straight to the tape. The video of John Kumah's last appearance on Good Evening Ghana. We'll show that to you. It's half an hour. That's how we'll end this program. We'll quickly go through a few things that have become news today. The formal announcement of Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman as the NDC's flag bearer is part of our topics tonight. We'll deal with it. And then also about the LGBTQ situation. We're prepared to make a big statement on that today after the research that we have done. And videos have been going around sometime this holiday yesterday over positions that have changed by some of the key advocates of the LGBT bill. We'll look at that, and then we'll also look at where the matter is as it is now appearing before the Supreme Court. Okay, so all of that is coming in now. Let's just pause again for another 3 minutes. 3 minutes of silence as we watch the John Kumah tribute again. May he rest in eternal peace.
This morning I listened to Sam George again on the exemptions about churches using the code and MMDAs who use the merchant code. They are going to be exempted from the e-levy. He still insists that if he uses his church code today, and he pays 1,000 cedis, he's going to lose 15 Ghana cedis.
Have you given churches a code?
Yes. Well, some churches have registered for merchant codes. For instance, Perez, where he worships. And we can show it. Today is the only day that I'm going to walk to the touchscreen without that much excitement and that much oomph around. I'm always walking to the touchscreen in a lot of excitement, but certainly not on this occasion. Certainly not today, because John Kumah is... I didn't know that I would be standing here on this touchscreen
And I'm sure he also didn't know. Nobody could imagine that 2 months after interviewing him, sitting on this table, I'll be coming here to talk about in loving memory of a 45-year-old man who has worked so hard and shows so much dedication, commitment to the growth of young people, the kinds of things he did at when NYEP. Born in 1978, died in 2024. Rest in peace, John Kuma, the Member of Parliament for Ejusu Jabe constituency. And we will look at some of these photographs. So here is, oh my goodness, this is, oh wow. So on the occasion, I can't even remember, what was it, what were we cutting the cake for? Oh, it was Apreku's birthday. Yeah. It was my producer's birthday and he was here. And so at the end of the program, he helped us cut the cake. That's John Kuma on the right, myself, Apreku, the producer, and one of our ladies. Wow. And we had all this chit-chat here in the studio. We had a conversation. I was telling John Kuma about how hard Apreku works for this program. At that time, I think Apreku was still a student awaiting a call to the bar. I'm sure we spoke about that. John Kuma himself was called to the bar more than 10 years ago. So we had all these conversations. John Kuma was a member of parliament for Ejusu in the Ashanti region, a lawyer and an entrepreneur. As the first chief executive officer of the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program, NEIP, positioned the NEIP as the enabler of the entrepreneurial ecosystem in Ghana. Under his leadership, the program trained 7,000 startups in 2018 under the Presidential Business Support Program and supported 1,350 beneficiaries with funds. Before working for the government, Dr. Kuma was the founding member and managing partner of Aduapoche Chambers, a law firm. He also worked as the founder of Majak Associates Limited, a building and construction company. In November 2020, Dr. John Kuma received a doctorate in business innovation from the Swiss Business School in Switzerland. Before then, he had acquired a master's in applied business research at the same business school in 2019. His educational background includes a postgraduate diploma in applied business research in 2019 at the Nobel International Business School, NIBS, in Switzerland, I believe. In 2009, he had an executive master's degree in business administration finance from the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, GIMPA. It all began at the University of Ghana, where he earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in economics with philosophy, a Bachelor of Arts degree, LLB, in 2011, and a professional law certificate from the Ghana School of Law in 2013. As Deputy Minister, he was instrumental in the formulation of major government policies, including the e-levy and the domestic debt exchange. He was admitted to the Ghana Bar in 2013. Dr. Kuma died in the early hours of Thursday, 7th March 2024. He was a family man with 6 children and married to Apostle Lillian Kuma, with whom we share our condolences tonight. Apostle Lillian Kuma, with whom we share the condolences tonight. I'd like to speak to Dodo about this, and then we can bring up the rest of the stories. Dodo is joined us from Esiakwa. Dodo, what can you say about John Kuma?
Mr. Paul, I'm very, very sad today. Okay, I also knew him from afar. I remember in 2007, he was a special aide to Mr. Alan John Kojo Chermatin when the MPP presidential contest was going on. Then after 2007, he was very eloquent on radio programs like Ekosi saying, Mr. Kwame Sefakan's show. Then in 2020, he became a member of parliament for Ejusu. Then he became a deputy minister. I think in 2017, as he said, he has worked at as the CEO of the NYEP. I think he was very good. You don't see him, in this butu politics, you don't see him insulting or attacking people. He was very good. And in fact, I'm very, very sad. When I heard it, one song came to mind. One song from Daddy Lumba comes to mind.
What song is that?
That song comes to mind. He said, "Wo mine momenye ni baby ya. Metimi aba unjenesa. Ma emfamu zanye nso. Wate minkane mo famenyum ni mu waru sieta ni amobia. Na makramu ebia na mo ahumi bi. Afesa se mo be di asia no. Ye na bia na menka ho. Minudinkrada.
What does that mean?
It means us, we have met today. Let us do everything that we have to do because you don't know whether we'll be meeting the next time or not.
Hey, what is that a threat? It sounds like a threat from
No,
Daddy
it's
Lumba.
not a threat. It's not a threat.
But how do we position this demise? Well, first socially and then later politically.
Yeah, I think socially, John Kuma, I remember when we were in school, University of Ghana, when it's Sunday, Charlie, people will come, Charlie, let's go to John Kuma's church. We'll get some money. And students were going there because after church.
Which church was that?
I think the wife had a church that was
On campus?
Yeah.
The lady was also on campus at the time,
No, she was not on campus.
but she was running a church
Yeah.
at Legon.
Yeah. And students like to go there because after that, the lady will give them money, she will give them some food. So Sunday, everybody will come and say, oh, I want to go to John Kume's wife's church. And people were going there. In fact, when I remember this thing and I heard about his death, it's so sad.
So did you ever go to his church on campus?
I went there once or twice with my friends.
Who was preaching?
I think the wife was preaching.
Also, she's a full-time preacher.
Yeah.
For which? Is it apostolic, charismatic? Is it orthodox?
I've forgotten the name of the church.
But is it a charismatic type of
But
worship?
the wife is an apostle.
Apostle Lillian, yes, the
Yeah,
name is
yeah.
Lesibi.
Yeah.
Is it a kind of a charismatic worship they do?
Yeah, I think it's a charismatic church. It's a new church. It's not an old church.
When you were on campus, did you know that he wanted to be a politician?
The wife. Or
No, John Kuma himself.
No, yeah, he was a politician before I went to campus because I've listened to John Kuma since 2007 when he was with people like Michael Ampon, Steve Amwa. They were doing the Alan thing those days, OPK and the rest. And I've listened to him on radio, Peace FM, Asempa FM, and all those stations before. In 2017, he became the NYEP CEO, and 2020, he also removed this man, Mr. Oso Diomi, from the Joseph seat. So I think he was good. And looking at the vote even he got at the primaries, I think he was doing well. The office that he built for MPP in the constituency, I think the guy was growing bigger and better. It's unfortunate we've lost him.
What have you heard about the circumstances surrounding his death?
In fact, I've not heard much, only that I've seen on social, or I've listened on social media, people talking about poisoning or something, but that one, I have no evidence to back that it is poison or whatever, but I don't know the circumstances that led to his death.
Did you hear that he was in reckoning to be vice presidential candidate?
I think, yeah, when the running mate issue came out, his name also popped up. So I was even thinking that, no, as for this one, my mind is too young for that. But his name also popped up. And I think he was growing in politics. He was growing in politics, doing very well because looking at where he came from, he was growing in politics. But little can I say.
Okay, let me come over to text messages now and see what people are saying at the beginning of our programs. We are sorry, our program has changed a little bit today because we are paying tributes in a very shocking, devastating death of the very young and aged John Kuma, Member of Parliament for the Jusso constituency and Deputy Minister for Finance and Economic Planning. He was seen in Parliament last Tuesday, according to the account.
Yeah.
And here we are talking about him departing this world. Fatih, what are people saying?
Okay, so Ediana Kweku Amponsa writes to us a dirge which says, Owo actually oba konfro, and then inso ato ama inchine ahono ochina, owiabe p ama inku inso anane rest in peace, honorable. A 4-year was his very painful exit. Erade, such an energetic man, breast well. Coming from Duada Abubakar Sadiki says, good evening, Apostle Paul. The passing of Honorable John Kuma is a big blow to the New Patriotic Party and government. My deepest condolences to the family, NPP party, and the entire nation. Bennett Danso also writes, good evening, Paul. The sudden demise of the of John Kuma is shocking and hard to come to terms with. My condolences to his wife, his children, his family, the people of Ejisu constituency, which he represented in Parliament, and the entire NPP fraternity. May he rest in peace. Oluna Amudu says, we are all in a sorrowful moment. Rest in peace. Agnes also says, heartfelt condolences to the wife, children, friends, and constituents of the Ejisu constituency. May the Lord be their source of consolation. May the angels usher home Mr. John Kuma, a hard-working and a true gentleman. Agnes from Tamale. Antoinette.
Yes, so people are still sending in their condolences while they are grieving. In the likes of Joe T, he says, I was actually tipping him to be the next President Paul. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Isa Omar, our condolences to the family. Exam Ofosu says, may his soul rest in peace. Nana Kwame Edu says, the passing on of the Honorable John Kuma is a very shocking and sad news. May his gentle soul rest in perfect peace. Lilibo says, this is so sad, John Kuma. Too sad to believe. May God grant him a peaceful rest. Such is life and that is death. He is one of my favorite politicians in the NPP. Alex Nyako says, in fact, a legend is gone. The family must dig deep into the root cause of his sudden departure. And one real Okran says, so sad, Mr. John. All the way from Tamale, Junior Akbar says, rest in peace, Honorable John Kuma. In fact, we wish you could have still been part of our lives, but the Almighty Allah called on you. He is the only one who knows the reason. So continue to rest in peace, Honorable Minister. Angelo.
James Krepi says the name of the church is All Faith Believers Bible Church at Wager Junction. I don't know if he's referring to the church.
Church is what?
All Faith Believer Bible Church at Wager Junction.
Yeah.
Okay. Isar says our condolences to the family. Gariba says the world is indeed a sad place. How can John be gone so soon? Fidelis Abagulum says, what do you think about annual policy for citizens so that an annual checkup can be done? It will help know our human health status at least yearly. Anyway, Paul, to you, if you're ready.
Okay, let me just go back to the touch screen. As I've been told that President Akufo-Addo has given a tribute to John Kuma, so let me just go through it. Okay, tributes as follows. It says, I'm deeply saddened by the tragic news of the sudden death of the Deputy Minister for Finance and Member of Parliament for Ejisu, the Honorable John Apontu Kuma, whose untimely passing has left us all bereft of a bright, energetic light in our midst. I knew him very well, both in my days as leader of the opposition and as President of the Republic, and his warmth, humility, and genuine concern for others endeared him to me and to all who crossed his path. His unwavering dedication to service, his tireless commitment to the betterment of our nation, and his profound passion for uplifting the lives of the people of Ejisu and Ghana were evident to all who had the privilege of knowing him. He was a stalwart of the New Patriotic Party in Ejisu constituency, which he served with great enthusiasm and devotion as Member of Parliament. He was the first Chief Executive Officer of the new entity I set up in my first term, the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program, NEIP. He distinguished himself in that office and therefore merited his promotion to the office of the Deputy Minister for Finance, where he brought not only expertise and skill, but also a deep sense of compassion and empathy to his role. His efforts were instrumental in advancing government economic agenda and ensuring that the fruits of our progress were equitably shared amongst all segments of the society. He was a Ghanaian patriot par excellence. To his wife, children, family, and the New Patriotic Party in Ejisu constituency and across the nation, I offer my deepest condolences on their great loss. May God bless him and allow his soul to rest in the perfect peace in his bosom until the last day of the resurrection, when we shall all meet again. That's from President Akufo-Addo to John Kuma. Let's hear the John Kuma tribute again. We'll come back to the John Kuma interview in the studio. No, but before the tribute, let's just get a snap little bit of a shot. Last time John Kuma was here on Good Evening Ghana when we were talking about e-levy. That was the last time he was here. Is it ready? It's not ready. Okay, all right. Let's hear the tribute first then. Let's hear the John Kuma tribute, the one that we just played.
This morning I listened to Sam George again on the exemptions about churches using the code and MMDAs who use the merchant code. They are going to be exempted from the e-levy. He still insists that if he uses his church code today, and he pays 1,000 cedis, he's going to lose 15 Ghana cedis.
Have you given churches a code?
Yes. Well, some churches have registered for merchant codes. For instance, Perez, where he worships. And we can show it.
Generalities, life is too short to be clinging to litigations and grudges. Establish boundaries but extend forgiveness frequently. Death is the leveler when it comes to classism, privileges and self-importance. Rest in perfect peace, Honorable John Kuma. Alhaji Popsidi says, Assalamu alaikum, Paul and the hard-working team. Ghana has lost a great gentleman and a patriot. My condolences to his family and the NPP. And my regards to lawyer Eko Vicent. Emmanuel Enchi says, good evening, Paul. Ghana has lost a great gentleman. My condolences to the wife and the entire family, and may God be with us all. Augustine Asari Donko also says, very sad. I could see President Kufuor in him. Very clever and gentle politician, soft-spoken. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Now, lastly, Kojo says, may your gentle and humble soul rest in peace. Honorable John Kuma. Antoinette.
Still on the condolences, Adama Amedu Banko says, life is indeed short. Losing a young promising politician at his prime can only be so much devastating. But Allah knows best. Now, Faisal says, life is in the hands of the Almighty. If He says it's your time, there is absolutely nothing that anybody can do about it. Rest in perfect peace, Honorable John Kuma. Michael Blaze says, may God bless his soul. I am totally devastated upon hearing this sad news. May your soul rest in peace. Now, Cooley Bailey says, my condolences deepest to John Kuma. Ashite Sherman says, good evening, Paul. His decency in politics is just like that of Mr. Okoboye. It's sad though. Rest in peace, Mr. Kuma. Ayala Minicent, he says, John Kuma, it's so sad to hear of your demise. Your gentility said it all. You were a good man. Rest in peace. And lastly, Karagaman Dari Titus, he says, I think we should know what to politicize and what not to politicize. Let's be mindful of that. That should not be aligned to politics. Angelo.
Fred says, no one can predict what will happen next, indeed. Abdul Samad says, very sad, my condolences. Kweku Adeoke says, saddened to hear of his passing. May his soul rest in peace, fare thee well. Philip Asoba from Bolgatanga says, what can we say? Journey well, senior brother. The party will miss you. Tescon will miss you. John's kind refuge in the party. Rest in peace till we meet again. Ifoyabo says, John's voice alone was perfect. His sense of humor was amazing. John, you'll be missed big time. Na says, I feel so heartbroken today. Rest well. Muniro also says he's totally devastated upon hearing the news. Judomani J says, again, may your soul rest in peace. We've Kwesi Barcelona saying, I'm seriously broken down. Apostle Paul Mercia quoting that saying, yes, indeed, very, very sad. And that is the general sentiments within the comment section today, Paul. Back to you.
Okay, so we now we'll come back to the John Kuma interview. As I said, we have an abridged version of the show tonight, and then we'll talk to John Kuma later on. Did I say we'll talk to John Kuma? We'll talk to. We'll show you the interview later on. But let me do justice to the news story today, because the big story today is that Professor Jenano Opoku-Agyeman has been nominated and approved by the NDC National Council, the National Executive Council, to become the running mate for John Dramani Mahama. Very little, we can't do much tonight, of course, because of the peculiar situation of the death of an important member of the government, a member of parliament, and a person from my own constituency. John Kuma is my brother. In fact, when the death occurred this morning, Andy called me and said, Charlie, your brother has died. I was alarmed. I said, which brother? And he said, John Kuma. I said, wow. It's very shocking. Anyway, I'm sure Jane herself recognizes the disturbance in the political calendar with this particular issue. Parliament stopped the session tonight and just closed upon this one. I'm sure tomorrow tributes will be pouring in from members of Parliament. But let's see what the NDC National Executive told us. It's as follows. It is a press statement for immediate release. NDC names Professor Jenano Opoku-Agyeman as John Mahama's running mate for 2024 presidential election. And it's as follows. The National Democratic Congress, NDC, proudly announces the selection of Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman as the running mate to the party's flag bearer, John Dramani Mahama, for the 2024 presidential election. Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman is a distinguished academic and leader renowned for her dedication to education and public service. Having served as Minister for Education and as the first female Vice-Chancellor of the University of Cape Coast, she has emerged as a trailblazer for women in leadership across Ghana. Her nomination underscores the NDC's unwavering commitment to inclusivity, diversity, and the empowerment of women in leadership roles. Possessing extensive qualifications and experience, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman brings a wealth of knowledge and expertise to the NDC's presidential ticket. John Mahama, expressing confidence in his running mate, stated, quote, I'm proud to have Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman as my running mate. Her integrity, dedication, and vision for a better Ghana make her the ideal candidate to join me in leading our party to victory in the upcoming elections. The NDC is excited to present such a formidable team to lead the party's ticket. With John Mahama and Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman at the forefront, the NDC is poised to introduce a bold and progressive vision for the future of Ghana. The letter is signed by Fifi Fiavi Kwete, the General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress. So that's the announcement from the NDC. It's now formal, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman. So the NDC presidential ticket, as it were, is complete now. We're waiting for the MPP presidential ticket to be complete. It only has Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia on top of it, and there's no running mate here. So we're waiting for that to happen, and then we'll have a complete ticket. Congratulations, I should say, to Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman. And welcome to the 2024 election, and we are going to have another election here. So now the ticket is complete. We have quite a lot to talk about. Let's go to, just to complement this story and to show that the election 2024 is indeed here with us. Let's go to our Chocholoza montage before we come to the Julius Malema. Let's do Chocholoza to welcome Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman to elections 2024. Welcome to election 2024, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman. Okay, so we are calling all our friends to duty. Santa 1999, including the NDC's National Youth Organizer, Pablo, and the National Security Coordinator, Mr. Asumeni. Both of them are members of the 1999 group, and they are sponsoring this. 1999 boys include Pablo Opariado, yes, that's it, NDC Youth Organizer. We said T-Bread's brother. Who is T-Bread? Don't you stop that. Please, today is okay, I know who that is anyway. And Edward Asumeni, National Security Coordinator. Now, the event will be headlined as guest speaker by the Honorable Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Godfrey Yeboah Dame himself, and Adisco Old Boy, and the Attorney General and Minister for Justice. That event is 9:30 a.m. And for all the boys who want to go to Cape Coast on Saturday, Godfrey Dame says after the event, Solace, there will be lunch at Solace at the event. All the Adisco people, we were in Accra, we don't know what Solace means. But they say I should tell you that some place called Solace, if I say it, Cape Coast people understand. Eko Uzi, MP for Cape Coast, good evening, how are you doing? If he's not watching, please tell him that I called his name, Eko Uzi Horace. He's the Member of Parliament incoming for Cape Coast North constituency. I'm sure he'll be there, and all the boys will be there. So if you are driving around Cape Coast, around Abra, around somewhere, that's at Disadel on your screen. If you are driving tomorrow, know that all the boys are descending onto Adisco. I'm sure Tourism Minister will be there, Lord Bobo. That's Lawyer Mesa. This is the school that they are very proud of that gets beaten only by Presec every now and then. But Adisco is a very, very good school. And it's a school of great tradition, isn't it? And the location and all that. All of these foundations that were laid for our country was very good. Perhaps if we had looked after it well, would have been a better country by now. But it's not too late. We are getting there. Look at Adisadel, founded nearly 100 years ago in the same hill in Cape Coast, here in the Gold Coast as it then was. But Adisadel is celebrating its 100th 114th. So it's more than 100 years old. This is the 114th anniversary speech and prize giving day. 114 years. A school in the Gold Coast in Ghana is 114 years old. That's such a great tradition. That is something for us to be proud of. It's not the only school. There are other schools that are about the same or nearly there. All our schools are 80 years old. We have come very, very far as a nation. What we need to do now is to consolidate what we have done before and straighten a few things here and there, and we will be on the path to greatness. That's Adisadel, the central part of the school that is well known to most of the boys. The houses are on the left, as you can see. So that's Adisadel speech day occurring on Saturday, 2 days from now, 2014. Okay, so, well, they want me to lead to that disco anthem. I think there are some disco boys in my production room. So they want that disco anthem. Here it is. Okay, so all roads leads to Adisadel College on Saturday for the 114th speech and prize giving day. After that, they will join us in the studio, and then we will understand what happened there. Okay, this is a message from another Adisco person. His name is Julius Malema. Malema was in Adisadel, wasn't he? I think he was. Otherwise, he will make a statement like this. He's made this statement. Some people think it's a very wise statement. Some people think it could have been better. Here's Julius Malema advising former heads of state. Have a look.
Because you are a former president, will still pay you pensions and give you protection and take care of you as long as you respect those who came after you. You have to ensure that democracy matures in such a manner in Africa, where the previous president does not make it his business to fight the current president. You must allow the new to lead with all their faults because you are the same. It doesn't mean you are perfect. The young ones who are coming after you will challenge the current one. No African leader who is on retirement should lead from the grave. They must all be like all other progressive former presidents who are statesmen at home waiting for courtesy visits and consultation and attending to honor state functions. Those are the duties of former presidents, because Africa must be stable. Africa must go through democracy at all times. And elections in Africa should never mean the blood on the floor. We Africans must hate seeing our own blood.
That was Julius Malema. It's 15 minutes past the top of the hour, 10 o'clock. This is Good Evening Ghana. A very difficult and painful edition to render here tonight. But let me come to you, Dodo. What can you say about Professor Jenane's reselection?
Okay, what I can say that President Mahama just want to tell us that, yeah, I want to be focused. I don't want to nurture anyone. I want to get a running mate that I know she does not have any presidential ambition. So if I'm going with my running mate. NDC will choose a new candidate. Because if you look at the nature of NDC, as we always say, it has been monolithic. It is when someone is going, then the running mate will take over. We saw Jerry Rawlings and the Swedro declaration of Professor Mills. Then the unfortunate demise of Professor Mills, then John Dramani Mahama took over. But this time around, the dynamism is changing. The running mate, Mr. Mahama, has chosen. Maybe we don't know how the 2028 dynamism will be. Maybe she might not succeed Mahama after 2024. So maybe 2024, after 2024, we will see maybe a big competition in NDC. Because I see like President Mahama has chosen a candidate that he knows that she does not have a presidential ambition. So she will be focused working with him. So after his demise, maybe I'm going with my vice president. NDC will choose another candidate.
Well, that's easier said, Dudu, isn't it? Because when Professor Mills came in 1996, he looked like somebody without a presidential ambition. And you know how that resulted in the breakup of the NDC with the cadres
and the National Reform Party.
Yeah, the National Reform Party leaders, especially Guzitano and others, feeling that they had been overlooked by Jerry Rawlings, who had groomed them for this position. Yeah. Professor Mills had just come in, and that same thing was said, that Professor Mills is coming in to hold the fort because Akai is gone. He's not a politician. He's not interested in it. Professor Mills took the leadership of the NDC from 2008, the year 2000, until he passed in 2012. Yeah. For 12 years, he was the indefatigable leader of the NDC. Even when Rawlings was there, by the time Mills became president, he was in full control. Yeah. And then Mills selected President Mahama in circumstances that was also very similar. Yeah. President Mahama was not ready for it. He was on his way to London to look for a job in the Commonwealth Secretariat through the Parliament of Ghana. That was being worked out. Then he took the job. At some point, we heard he was going to resign. At some point, we heard Mills had been investigating him. So it was quite clear that President Mahama was not perhaps interested. We had names like Kwesi Ahoy, Idrisu Haruna coming up in those days. Then Mills, unfortunately, suddenly passes. President Mahama becomes. The party doesn't hold a congress. They just allow President Mahama to go through. He becomes the leader. So now he's brought in Professor Jenan Opoku-Agyeman, who is largely thought to be representing other interests in the party, like Okudzeto Ablakwa's interest, perhaps Ibrahim Mahama, John Mahama's brother, and other interests in the party are going to coalesce around her. That interest that coalesces around her may encourage her, if President Mahama wins the election and she becomes vice president, may encourage her that, look, one step from the presidency, you are the best prepared person for it. Nobody in this party has been vice president before. Only you have been vice president. You are very prepared for this, so go ahead with it. That may be the concern of others. I don't know. I've not spoken to anyone yet.
Yeah. What you are saying might be true, but let's compare the situation of Nana and Professor Mills and Mahama. You know, when Professor Mills came in, what was the age? He was 52 years. Mm-hmm. I think in 1996, Professor Mills was 52 years, and you know, at the time Professor Mills came in, the state of NDC, Jerry Rawlings at the time didn't want any competition in NDC. So at the time, he just raised Professor Mills, and if you remember, that was 6 June 1998. Federal declaration that this is the man we are going with. Even though the outcome was not good, the effect, it even led to, it was not only National Reform Party that came out of NDC because of Professor Mills. We also, the Obed Rawlings faction, after NDC has exited power in 2000. We also saw it where I remember in 2004, just a week to election, the General Secretary of the NDC then Dr. Niyama Josiah was even accused of taking bribe from the now chairman of New Patriotic Party, Mr. Stephen Ayensu's team. We also the Kofodia confusion that happened in 2005 that led to the breakaway of the Democratic Freedom Party, or because of Professor Mills. But now in that situation, Nana has come in at the very age of 72. and she is a woman too. So considering the age and the gender she belongs to, I think maybe 2028, okay, we'll live to see. But it will be difficult to succeed Mr. Mahama.
Is it an attractive ticket for new voters, young people, NDC people? Is it an attractive ticket?
Yeah, I think 2020, looking at the time Nana was choosing, 2020, we, because of COVID and others, NDC were a bit disadvantaged in terms of campaign. And the time she was also choosing, I think it was in July or late in June, she was also not well marketed by the party itself. So right now that she has come early, now that we are going to see more of her, because NDC today does not need a running mate who will just follow President Mahama for campaign. You need a running mate that will be able to run his or her own campaign, as you had in 2020. In 2016, we have President Mahama going here, and Mr. Atta will be here, then Mr. Julius Debra will be here. That is what NDC need now. So I think now that he has been chosen earlier, we are going to see much of her than we saw in 2020.
Which constituency will she be appealing to?
I think she will be appealing to women. She will be appealing to the academic class. Then I think she will also be appealing to vulnerable groups like persons with disability and others because of her status.
Of being a woman?
Yeah.
Okay. Here on this program last week, we discussed on the touchscreen what President Mahama's, what would have been different if President Mahama had nominated one of those other people, Koiwada, Kofi Boakye, and others. We discussed that here on the television. It's become relevant again tonight. So, because our production tonight is a black production, as I call it, we're calling back that video for you to have a look at, just to put it in proper perspective and context for you, our viewers, as much as we can do on a day that is not very normal. So let's go back to the video and see what we said. You can agree, you can disagree. Send us a text message, Good Evening Ghana Official, on what you feel about these analysis. Here it is. Tonight, though, we're going to begin the analysis. Before we look at her strength and her weaknesses, we're going to begin the analysis by looking at what else Professor John Dramani Mahama could have done. Where else could he have gone to demonstrate, to select the running mate? So we begin, for instance, with Nathan Kofi Boakye. If John Mahama had selected Nathan Kofi Boakye, and I'd like to reiterate the position of that small book I talked about. The American journalist wrote a book entitled, was talking about American politics and politics of electioneering, and the book is entitled If It Had Gone the Other Way. And he writes, it's a very interesting book that you should get. I just can't remember the author. I'll get it one day and I'll show you here. He talks about if the election had gone the other way. So, for instance, he picks maybe 1984 election, the one that was won by Reagan, or especially he picks 1988, that was between Bush and Dukakis for the Democratic Party. And he says, if the election had gone Dukakis' way, this person would have been National Security Advisor. This person would have been Minister for Finance, the Treasury in America. This person would have been that. Then he picks another election in the United Kingdom, say 1997, and said, if the election had gone the other way. Very, very interesting book to read. So that's what I'm going to do now in the next 10 minutes. If John Mahama had selected Kofi Boakye, Nathan Kofi Boakye, what would have been the strength, advantages, and the perhaps the disadvantages as well? So Nathan Kofi Boakye is a COP, Commissioner of Police, who could have been IGP. He's retired right now, and he's thought to be a very good policeman, but he also has controversies. Now, if President Mahama had announced today that Nathan Kofi Boakye was his running mate, the first thing he would have achieved, which he may not achieve with General Opoku Agyeman, is the sensationalism of the announcement. Sensation. Kofi Boakye would have immediately brought some sensationalism to the presidential ticket of John Mahama. Just for today, just by the announcement. Now he says General Opoku Agyeman, and you can look at all media houses. It's not sensational. It's not turning anything as it did in 2020 because she was the first woman and people didn't know. This has widely been expected. So the question you ask yourself is, if you're a presidential candidate, particularly for the opposition party, every announcement that you make must carry a certain oomph, must carry a certain sensation, and must carry a certain aura. It doesn't mean that once you don't do that, the candidate is not a good candidate. No, we're just analyzing what the Kofi Boakye announcement today would have meant if President Mahama would have announced that Nathan Kofi Boakye is my running mate today, it would have created a lot of sensation in the media. It would have created a lot of conversation among Ghanaians, and that conversation will be talking about the NDC ticket, talking about his prospects. People would have begun to look at Kofi Boakye in the way in which he's going to manage the campaign. Kofi Boakye as vice president, what is he going to do? People who like police will think something is going to happen. People who look at it differently, all sorts of angles. And then there will be a big tribal angle as well. Kofi Boakye is an integral part of the Ashanti Empire, if you like. And he has a very good relationship with the Asantehene, the overlord of Ashanti, because Kofi Boakye was also the regional commander of Ashanti region in 2016's elections. So if you name Kofi Boakye, these are the things that are going to occur. However, what are the disadvantages? Disadvantages, people are going to say that Kofi Boakye had difficulties with the police, with the drug issues in the 2008 Tagore and all of that. Those are things that his opponents will bring up. But in terms of the regional distribution, the regional demographics, the NPP are focusing on being able to secure their territory in Ashanti and probably increase it. You know that the NPP decreased its votes in Ashanti in the last election between 16 and 20. In 2020, in 16, the NPP was doing 76% of the total number of votes valid in Ashanti. They won 76% of it. In 2020, the NPP won 70%. So 6 percentage points lost. The NDC is hoping that they can eat further into that, into the Ashanti situation. For the NDC to do well nationally, looking at the numbers, they always need to win between 28 and 35% of votes in Ashanti. If they can do 35%, that's really significant. 28 is okay. So the Kofi Boakye angle would have been one of those that will be used to bring on young Ashanti people who are either disenchanted with the NPP, something like that. The votes that Kofi Boakye can get for the NDC in Ashanti, Nana Opoku-Agyeman cannot get it for them in Ashanti. The votes that Kofi Boakye, they are complete different contrasts. The votes that Kofi Boakye will get in Accra, among young people, especially young male people, and also to energize the campaign, get them to talk about the campaign. Kofi Boakye is going to be on radio and television speaking for John Mahama's ticket. That would have been huge, I have to say, in terms of media. I don't know whether that is going to convert to votes or not, but in terms of the media appearance and the media engagement and the media platforms that Kofi Boakye was going to appear on, that was going to be significant. Very, very significant. It was going to take the NDC campaign into another level, so long as media is concerned. As I keep saying, whether that will translate into votes in the ballot box, I don't know. But in terms of our analysis, this is what would have happened if Kofi Boakye was the candidate for the NDC. The other point that will downside for Kofi Boakye's candidature would be that he's not an old, real member of the NDC. He's not a party person as such. He's friends with John Mahama, that is true. He has friends both ways, but he's not been seen as a party person. And John Mahama is going to be, if he wins, is going to be a one-term president. So immediately he selects a running mate. The thinking about, is he thinking about the inheritance? Is he thinking about the future? Would Kofi Boakye be able to hold the storm, hold the weather together 2 years into the government? If John Mahama were to be elected, he as vice president, then would he be able to hold it together when the party, the NDC party, will be looking for a new leader? Is he prepared to put himself in? Will other people in the NDC be happy that Kofi Boakye has come in straight to the top as vice president, and now he's pushing to be the leader of a party that he didn't help build, to be leader of a party that he's not an integral part of, to be leader of the party that he hasn't, all of those arguments were going to go through President Mahama's mind if he was thinking about Kofi Boakye. But that's part of the downside. But the upside, this announcement of Nathan Kofi Boakye, if it had happened, would have created significant sensation. Let's go to the next candidate, Togbe Afede. Now, Togbe Afede was talked about at some point 2 weeks ago or so to be John Mahama's running mate. What would have been the advantages that Togbe Afede will bring? Let's look at the advantages before we look at the demerits. The advantages Togbe Afede will bring will be the economic conversation. You know, up till now, as Tony Edu of the NDC said, up till now, the NDC have not been able to really find a replacement or a match for Dr. Bawumia in terms of his articulation of economics. You can say that he's a liar, something, whatever. But in terms of Dr. Bawumia's presentation and his articulation of the economic situation, the economic policy, the economic algorithms of Ghana, how it works and what should be done and all of that, the NDC have not been able to find any person in their party that has that kind of understanding and be able to articulate it. They may have the understanding, but they surely have not been able to articulate it. Case Latu Forsen, minority leader, is supposed to have a PhD, but he certainly doesn't articulate like Dr. Bawumia does. Togbe Afede would have presented an answer to that, because he certainly knows a lot about that situation. He's been on the board of Bank of Ghana, and he's been a private sector operator. He's been part of all the borrowing that Ministry of Finance has been doing. His company, SAS, has been part of those borrowings. So he understands, he has a bird's eye view of the situation. He would have been able to campaign on the economic situation and convince people that he knows what he's talking about, he knows what he's doing, and what the NPP is doing is wrong. He would have been able to say that. If Togbe Afede says that, people are perhaps going to believe it a little bit more than Jenan Opoku-Agyeman. What Togbe Afede will give you in an economic presentation, economic analysis, Jenan Opoku-Agyeman will never give you that. Togbe Afede's downside is that he probably may not have political footprints. You know, he's not a politician like that. He's a football politician in Hearts of Folk, yes. But in terms of political footprints across the country, he certainly doesn't have it. And then you're going to ask yourself, where is his constituency? Who people are going to vote for him? His main constituency, in terms of the elections that we've seen for a long time, is going to be the Volta region. Togbe is a proud son of the Volta region, and he's also the chief there. If he had been nominated, he would have had to abdicate. The Volta region is where you can determine that Togbe is going to have a World Bank. But the question will be, why must the NDC select somebody for votes in the Volta region? Don't they already have Volta region votes? Yes, they do. The NDC already has Volta region votes. But the question is always asked. The MPP always have Ashanti region votes, but they always select people from Ashanti. Now that they've selected a northern presidential candidate, the party is almost resolved on the basis that they are going to select a running mate from Ashanti. But they do certainly have the Ashanti votes already. But why are they always going for candidates there? So that argument has come in the NDC circles back and forth. Why don't you take a Voltairean? And they say, but we already have the Volta votes. J.J. Rawlings has settled it for us. And then they say, well, but the MPP still go back to Ashanti. So that's the group of people who were thinking that you have to put Togbe Afede in the saddle. So Togbe would have gotten the Volta votes. But does the NDC need Volta votes? Perhaps not. Come to the middle class, Togbe would have been able to articulate the position of the middle class. Would he have been preferred to Bawumia? I don't know. You have to look at the presentation of both. When I look at Dr. Bawumia's presentation and people who look at his presentation, you cannot but fall in love with him. You can decide what you want about what the NDC says about him. But if you listen to Dr. Bawumia doing a presentation, you cannot but fall in love with him. The guy is extremely articulate. He's very sensible. And he doesn't say, look at the campaign. Which loose talk can you present, Dr. Bawumia have said? Which one? You haven't heard. He started campaigning in 2008 and 2012. He's been speaking. You can't say that Dr. Bawumia says something that is loose talk for the many years of his political campaigning. So when Dr. Bawumia is articulating something, he's very convincing. Togbe Afede might be able to do a little bit of that, but I don't know whether he can match it, but people can decide. So if John Mahama had taken point at Togbe Afede, in terms of the sensation that I talked about Kofi Boakye, yes, there again, also the sensation would have been available for Togbe Afede as well, but he didn't get the selection. Let's look at the, let me first clean this out, and then let's look at the next individual, Kwame Iwadako. Okay. If the announcement had come today in favor of Kwame Iwadako, between Iwadako and Kofi Boakye, I think that he would have had the highest pitch of sensationalism, given his age and given his spread around. You know, the sensationalism, Iwadako would have had the highest pitch of it. And it would have gained the NDC campaign some percentage points. His age as well, his connection with the youth, the fact that he was a parliamentary candidate and was able to mobilize students at the University of Ghana, it was when he ran in parliament in 2012 or so that the NDC got the highest number of votes in the University of Ghana polling stations in Ayawaso West Wogon. It demonstrates that Mr. Iwadako has a certain connection with the youth and he's able to mobilize it. And that would have set the campaign differently. If Iwadako had been made a running mate and he had decided that he's going into the universities in KNUST to organize a walk over there, that's his alma mater, by the way. He goes to Legon to organize a walk over there. That's where he campaigned to be parliamentary candidate. He goes to UDS. He's the kind of person that could have the magnetic attraction from students and young people to follow him and to work on the campaign. That's what Iwadako would have brought to John Mahama's ticket. I think it would have been a very sensational ticket. And in terms of youth mobilization effectiveness, Iwadako may have been able to achieve that in a much bigger way. Also, Iwadako comes from the Ashanti region. He is famously known to come from Dwabin. where his father was a chief. So he is an integral part of Ashanti, and in terms of mobilizing to secure Ashanti votes away. So I'm thinking that the Iwa-Darko would have been a particularly very, very good and sensational ticket. So we move on to the next stanza of the conversation. To do that, let's break through with Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman's montage. Congratulations, madam. She is the NDC presidential running mate.
Son of the land, forward and seek your future. Development our God, from vision to victory, the NDC shall lead. Stable democrat, Ghana, our strength in unity, from vision to stable democrat, Ghana, our strength in unity.
It's Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman. Dodo, what's your take on our analysis?
Oh, okay, I think you did a good analysis, especially with Togbe's own. You know, Togbe is also, if Togbe was also chosen, I think Togbe will also be doing much more in economic and when it comes to sports because of his relationship and the work he's doing with Accra's folk. He was also going to bring people from the sports community. He was going to move people from the sports community to President Mahama and the NDC. And I think he said he's not known to be a core politician, but I learned in 1992 he was either the MPP parliamentary candidate or was going to be MPP parliamentary candidate in the Volta region. So I don't know how that is true. But I think he will have also not been a bad running mate. And then Mr. Kwame Wadwako, I think in 2012, he did well in Ayawaso West. And he's not that eloquent, you don't see him, but he's an action man. When he's doing it, he does it well. He's a grassroots president, how he was able to mobilize people from University of Ghana in 2012. We also saw what he did with Ayawaso West. He will have also not been a bad running mate. But I think finally, Mr. Mahama has settled on Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman, and we live to see.
Let's hear the text messages on this one, the final text messages.
All right, so Master Planner Junior from Kentampo says Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman partnering ex-President Mahama is the same wine in a new bottle. There's nothing new to bring on the board. She cannot match Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh as running mate for Dr. Bawumia. Kennedy Kenjamins also says John Mahama looks tired, worn out and confused. For the sake of the NDC winning more votes in the Ashanti region, they should have chosen a running mate from Ashanti region. Another wrong choice, another defeat for the NDC. Now, Junior Akbar Tamale says, another defeat is coming to the NDC because this running mate have nothing to offer them. Our former president is going to lose the 2024 elections because the good people of this nation will never make a mistake to lose a creative leader, a visionary leader, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. The man of the moment, a man who thinks Ghana beyond. He is the best man for our motherland called Ghana. Votes move this nation forward. Now, also, Constance De General says, the John and Jane ticket of the NDC is another failed mission that would be affirmed by Ghanaians coming December 7th, 2024. Because of this particular ticket of the NDC, Ghanaians are determined to vote for bold solutions for the future because they know it is possible. Watching you live from Teso in the Volta region. Now, lastly, John Agyeman says, NDC, same old story, nothing new. Antoinette.
Well, still on the Jane and John ticket, Alex Tufo says by 2028, Nana Opoku-Agyeman will be 81 years and Ghanaians will never vote for an old lady to be the president of Ghana, watching us from Germany. Abdul Razak Issa says, if they bring Jane for 1,000 times, we will identify her and reject her 1,000 times for denying teachers their salary arrears. Okay. Stephen Tufo says the NDC is losing. John Mahama is going to lose this again for the third time if he brings Jane Nana Opoku Ajima. Now, people are still pouring their condolences. Hamdan Chabab says, condolences to the families and people of Ejisu. It's sad. I haven't been myself upon hearing his demise. Augustine Asari Donko says, very sad. John, may you find rest in the bosom of your Savior, Christ Jesus. And lastly, AC Akom says, life is full of uncertainties. Such an energetic young man. Rest well, bro. Angelo.
Okay. Still on the bereavements, we have Aaron saying, the souls of our faithful departed through the mercy of God. Rest in peace. Prophet Elisha says, good evening, Paul. Watch and see prophets in Ghana will start saying we saw it. They should stop. My condolences to the family. Junior Akbar says, it's part of life. We have nothing to say. We still need you, and Almighty Allah. You need you. Robert from Takrady says, why did John Kuma's death happen on the day NDC chose to outdoor their running mates? Robert, no. Anyway, Junior Akbar says, hey, Prof, again, I strongly believe that she will make the 2024 elections very easy for the MPP to win because she was an education minister. Ghana's education was shambling, and our former president was a president of the Republic of Ghana, and Ghana was going backwards. So what new thing are they bringing? They have nothing to offer us, so vote for a creative leader. Dr. Babua is the man. Okay, that's it. Paul, do you mind if we share a word from our sponsors, or would you take over?
Look at the, yes.
Okay. So we have friends from Lift and Elevators Ghana, firstly saying, enjoy the fruits of your labor, but as humans, aging and physical infirmities may stand in the way of enjoying your mansions and homes. It often becomes quite challenging, if not impossible, to use stairways day in, day out. But please worry no more, because with portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, you're sure of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility to choose from. Now, you might call this a luxury, but know that it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Please do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at your home or your office. It's quite affordable and can be installed within just 3 days with modifications done to your building. Visit Lift and Elevators Ghana, Sakamono for solutions and free consultations, and call us now on 0200 535-515 or email elevatorsghana@gmail.com. Also from NIBS, they have their Future Ready Leadership Summit, and they say the future is here. Where is the leadership? The maiden edition of the Future Ready Leadership Summit, dubbed Reimagining Leadership in a World of Unrelenting Change, with very inspiring speakers such as Sir Sam Jonah, Dr. George Ajikum Donko, Professor Kweku Etiwahenijima, and many other distinguished speakers will be they're billed to speak on the day. Now, the summit will come off on the 13th of March, 2024 at the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel at 8 a.m. Now, for tickets, kindly contact 026-734-9147 or 0244202949. Annette.
From Amin Alternative Medical Hospital. Amin Alternative Medical Hospital is the first to modernize herbal and homeopathy medicine in Ghana, with our trained and experienced medical practitioners from KNUST combined with state-of-the-art medical equipment. Every hidden ailment will be diagnosed with ease and treatment given in no time. We offer consultation, counseling, physiotherapy, homeopathy to treat most ailments. Your life is precious, so secure a good health with Amin Alternative Medical Hospital. Our working hours are 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Saturday, and on Sundays we work from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Locate us at Klagon on the Lashibi Ashaiman Road near the Underbridge. Book an appointment with us on 0207-229-505 or 0244-227-192. Amin Alternative Medical Hospital. God is our healer. Now, from Blue Jeans Energy Drink. Blue Jeans Energy Drink has been on the Ghanaian market for over 20 years. We already know what it does for the body. It contains vitamins and nutrients like vitamin B2, B3, B6, B12, as well as taurine and guarana, which are known to boost your strength and energy, as well as promote high performance and endurance. Blue Jeans Energy Drink has been tested and tried. It is indeed the best. Blue Jeans Energy Drink is for bold and active men and women. So go on, grab a cold can and power your day. It in shops nationwide. For bulk purchases, contact Budget Cash and Carry Limited on 0208-128-190 or 0500100000.
All right, Betway. Charlie, the season is getting hotter and the odds are getting sweeter. Don't be left out in the action. Betway Top Up is here to assist customers with easier deposit options. Look out for the Top Up icon at a Momo vendor near you and deposit cash into your Betway account. Visit betway.com.ghana and click on Top Up and call us on 055 2923 771. To be a vendor now, no charges on deposits. Bet the responsible way, no under 18. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway gets way more. Back to you, Paul.
Okay, we're still in the down mood. Let's take a short commercial break now. And when we come back, we take you to the last time John Kuma was in the studio so that you can actually see what transpired as part of paying tributes to very, very decent gentlemen. Short break now.
This morning I listened to Sam George again on the exemptions about churches using the code and MMDAs who use the merchant code. They are going to be exempted from the e-levy. He still insists that if he uses his church code today, and he pays 1,000 cedis, he's going to lose 15 Ghana cedis.
Have you given churches a code?
Yes. Well, some churches have registered for merchant codes. For instance, Perez, where he worships. And we can show it.
I, Kwame Nkrumah, do solemnly swear that I will well and truly exercise the functions of the high office of President of Ghana.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Dr. Kofi Abrefa Busia, by the grace of God, Prime Minister of the Second Republic of Ghana, and request all manner of persons to recognize and acknowledge him as such.
The service and well-being of the people of Ghana, and to do right to all in this manner of persons.
That I will uphold the sovereignty, the integrity of Ghana.
That I will preserve, protect,
and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana.
And defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. So help me God.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear
That I will be faithful
that I will be faithful
and true to the Republic of Ghana.
and true to the Republic of Ghana.
Protect and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana.
And defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana.
The Constitution of the Republic of Ghana.
And that I dedicate myself to the service and well-being of the people of the Republic of Ghana.
To the service and well-being of the people of the Republic of Ghana.
That I will bear true faith
And allegiance to the Republic of Ghana.
and allegiance to the Republic of Ghana
As by law established.
as by law established.
We at the Ministry of Finance can also do to support the growth of the private sector, to engineer growth and stabilize the economy. We will do. So if you would remember, or if you would recall, the first thing the Minister of Finance said when he was appointed was the fact that he's going to focus on small and medium sized businesses, because he believes that this sector of the business are the right channels that we can use to stabilize the economy and also propel growth. So I'm very, very happy with what I'm seeing here. And the packaging is excellent. And Exim tells me the vendors have all been through quite a number of processes to see what we are seeing here. And so we'd like to congratulate Exim and tell them that we are behind them, we'll support them financially to make sure that they produce more of these small and medium size enterprises or businesses, because we believe that this kind of business is the engine of growth for our nation. And so I'm very happy, and this is my first time of being to such a fair. I still can't believe that some of the products I'm seeing here are actually being made here. And so we thank you for the support you have given to these vendors. We ask that you continue to support so that they can expand and we can see more of such businesses, and to help reduce the unemployment and also to propel the economy, because we believe that the private sector is the engine for growth in this country. The finance minister is going to work with all the various stakeholders, because there are various stakeholders along the chain. And so one has to do with financing and how we can support them with some level of financing so that they can also, in effect, grant some soft loans to these vendors. And again, training is key. Training is key. How can we support them to also train these vendors to make sure that their business process is robust and is fit for purpose? So it's also important that aside the financial support, we also help them with the training. And finally, we know Exim is doing a lot to sort of create that market for them. We also have to support Exim in that creation of the markets, because after all said and done, these products need to be sold. And so that is another area that the minister is looking at. So in totality, anything that will support SMEs to grow,
and propel and make the economy more robust. That is what the minister is focused on. And that is why I'm here today, to have a first-hand feel of it and then to be able to report back to
Okay, viewers, as today's program is largely dedicated to the memory of Deputy Minister for Finance, John Kumah. Here is a tape of the last time he appeared here on Good Evening Ghana. He sat on this table, around this table with me, to have a conversation. This is what happened. Honorable John Kumah is here. Both of us are from a juicy, so it's a family meeting. Have you been under pressure? A lot of people have said that they've sent 100 CDs, it's been taxed, they've sent 20 CDs, it's been taxed, 1,000 has not been taxed. Yeah, are we getting around the thing?
Yes, many of the complaints that came are being resolved. But Paul, unfortunately, there's so much propaganda around it. Some of them are basically not true. I mean, I've just seen a report that I have said if you don't use e-levy, you'll be arrested.
Arrested? I just saw that this evening. Yeah. You haven't said that?
No. How can I say that? It's an optional transaction.
That's serious.
Yes, it's the twist and lies about e-levy that is scaring the population. Mm-hmm. And I think, this morning I listened to Sam George again on the exemptions about churches using the code and MMDAs who use the merchant code. They are going to be exempted from the e-levy. He still insists that if he uses his church code today, and he pays 1,000 cedis, he's going to lose 15 Ghana cedis.
Have you given churches a code?
Yes. Well, some churches have registered for merchant codes. For instance, Perez, where he worships. And we can show it.
Let's show it. Let's show the video.
Who doubt what I have been saying, that if you can afford to give an offering right now, do *800 *1000# to Perez right now. Just donate.
No, I'd like to do that. I'll do
yes, please do it.
How much do you want me to? 100 cedis?
Do 150.
Because so 150, they'll charge me 50.
Exactly.
But Perez is the house of God. Let me do
yes,
500.
Do 500. You are not going to be charged. There's no e-levy. Just for people to understand.
Viewers, will you trust me when I do it?
Or they can also do it. Those who want to give offering to the church.
Hey, Archbishop Ajanasari.
Yes.
We are going to give money to you.
Yes.
But then let me give it to my church, ICGC. Do you have
if they have the code, I don't have their code, but I have Perez because that's what Sam George has been saying.
Call your people to get you the ICGC
if I could get ICGC code.
I'm happy to pay to Perez, but I have to pay ICGC as well.
Well, it's still the same church, so please.
How am I going to do that?
Then if you do that, those are my wife too will say
Pentecost?
Our church, but
what about Pentecost?
If you know the code. But the point is that
you have to call your people, otherwise I'll get problem.
Please
let them tell you ICGC code. I need it.
Okay,
I'll send right now.
Yes.
Meanwhile, let's see the video. Let's see the video and see what is in the video.
Now the problem is if I use the *800 *1000#
which is the short code
today, it doesn't deduct only the 1,000 Ghana. It deducts the 1,000 Ghana and the 1.5%. So it means that previously I paid to my church and to God only the value of my tithe from my wallet. Now, when I use that same platform to make that payment to God, the state has introduced a 1.5% tax on it. You see, when they say, I should not say that, it is the reality. Right now, when I do a transaction of 1,000 cedis, I'm going to end up paying 1,000 cedis and 1,015 Ghana cedis from my wallet.
Okay, so we did a simulation, a real one of this one. Let's see the video and let's see what happened. Let's see the video. Yeah, so that's the... Okay, so Honorable John Kuma, you can take us through. So that's...
Yeah, so now this is somebody contributing on the code of the church, the merchant code of the church, star 800, star 1000 hash.
Yes, he's done that already.
He does that. So he's choosing whether to give an offering or select your option.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's quite tiny, so we can't see from here.
Yes. So he selected, and then the video should continue. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Then he quoted the amount that he gave. I think 120 Ghana cedis that he gave.
Is that what he's typing in there?
Yes. So he paid 120 Ghana cedis, 130 Ghana cedis, and then he's asked to confirm whether he's really wanting to pay that, and he does that, and he's paid. He need authorization to confirm his code. When you do, so you see, he's giving the authorization to pay, and then he pays. Then the message will come that yes, your contribution to the church is done through the church code. And it's not only about church, all MMDAs.
But what we have seen now, where is the balance, or how
it will follow. Okay. The balance should follow, because once you authorize, then the balance will follow. And they are not going to charge you e-levy because you are using the merchant code.
Okay, let me do it. Let me do it on my phone.
So you can do it on your phone. And listeners who are watching, please, if you want to confirm, it's star 800 star 1000 hash. Just give some donation to Perez Church for us to just to be sure. And what we are, so you see, payment received.
Yeah,
okay,
this is the,
140 Ghana cedis, current balance, available balance, and there's nothing e-levy charge on it. But when you are
but does it say the MTN tax?
Yeah, yes, it will say it. The available balance will come.
Okay.
And you can check it.
Whilst we
the transaction fee is 7.527.
7.5
yes.
on 140.
Yes, but that is the
normal
MTN charges. Yes. So you are not going to pay any e-levy.
Okay, let me do it. Let me do it.
It's zero. The transaction fee was zero.
Okay. No, let me do it. So star what?
Star 800. Star 1000 hash.
1000 hash.
Hash.
Do you want me to put on the screen something?
Yes.
Dennis was telling me something. Dennis,
just for people to.
Okay, so the camera should start. Okay, so now I have welcome to Perez Chapel. Chief, can you bring your camera so that people can see? Carry the camera and come and stand behind me. This is a matter of public interest. We have to resolve
exactly.
it.
To
we are breaking the protocols more.
To know. And I'm saying it's not only to churches or mosques.
Yeah.
It's to hospitals, MMDAs, so where there are fees that you have to
pay. Can we see it? The phone is down. The phone is dark. My phone has privacy. Okay, sorry. Okay, people are sending me text. They'll catch you. If you send me text, they'll catch you. The phone is on TV. They'll catch you. Please stop. Honorable Ablakwa, don't send me text, so they'll catch you. Okay, so I have welcome to Perez Chapel.
Okay.
One.
Give. So choose one.
So I choose one.
Yes. Let's give one.
I want to give. Reply.
Yes.
Okay, it says select your option. Bishop at 60.
Go to 2 or 3.
No, I want Bishop at 60. I want to give Bishop.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Okay, it's fine.
Ajansari is my man.
Okay.
Bishop at 60.
Because he's actually
Archbishop.
offering. So I wanted us to use tithe or offering. That is what is.
Okay, so let's use offering.
Everybody.
Let me use offering too.
Yes, okay.
Bishop, I'll bring the money later. Okay. 2, I went to offering. Enter amount.
Yes.
500 cedis.
Okay, good.
Okay, I reply.
Yes.
Confirm offering summary.
Yes.
Amount is 500. MTN wallet number is my number. I should say yes.
Yes.
Okay, I said yes. Request initiated. Please check your phone to approve the debit request. What does that mean?
So the authorization will come for you to enter your code.
So authorization payment of 500 from your account to Invoice Perez Chapel. Enter my PIN.
Yes,
Hey,
that's one day.
Okay, I've entered the PIN. Come back. It says,
good.
Do you want to approve the transaction? Yes, I want to approve one. Yes. Okay. It's going to come.
Okay. Your balance to show.
My balance is something.
Okay.
That's our salary. Says okay.
Okay.
It's not coming.
It will come.
Oh, MTN people, hurry up. 10 minutes
and
to
viewers who also
always calling me by this time. Stop the call.
Who also want to confirm can go through the
but
same
the
process.
thing didn't come because the call came, I think.
Well, but
let me start again. Oh, please, nobody should call me. Okay, so star. It hasn't.
You want to start?
No, but because it didn't complete. What do you say?
Go to star 170.
No, SMS hasn't dropped. No.
Go to star 170 if you want to do the approval.
If I want to do what?
Approval.
I have to do the approval?
Yes. Or did you do the approval?
No, I didn't. A call came in and it
Okay,
cut
so
off.
go to star 170. Number 6, you go into your approvals and approve.
Number 6?
Yes.
That's taking me to my wallet.
Your wallet.
Then approval is one number.
Number 6.
The same 6. No, I've done the 6 already. I'm now on check balance something.
No, it's not check balance.
No, that's too long. Check balance.
Approval.
I've done the approval. It came my wallet. 1, check balance. Allow cash out. My approval. Report from.
My approval.
Okay, my approval. 3. Enter your PIN to get your pending approval list. I have only one approval coming. Okay, I've entered the PIN. Then it says.
Is it still there?
Select to approve your pending transaction. It's a debit of 500 cedis. So I should go to.
It's there. So approve it.
So I should do 1.
Yeah, 1 and then approve it.
Now you can come back, camera. Come back.
Have you approved it?
I have, but it's come back on the keypad, and we are waiting for the thing.
Okay.
Oh, this thing can be boring.
Some
George is the one praying that.
But I hope viewers can try
it's not coming.
And confirm that there will be no e-levy charge if you use the merchant code.
Viewers, if you have done it, let me know.
Yes,
I have to
they can send us messages.
Only me, I want to pay offering to Perez. It's not going.
Yes.
They don't want my money, Charlie.
But
so give me my own church ICGC, let me pay.
If they send you the code, you can use it.
Please, Reverend Osebunsu, if you are watching, send me our code.
But if we can move on.
Calling me. Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on.
Viewers can just confirm.
Okay, I am interested in the exemptions.
Yes.
So you are saying that what Sam George said is not true?
No, it's not true. And it's not. I'm not saying it's only about churches or mosques, but it's also about hospitals. So if you go to Kolebu and you need to pay your hospital bill, we are not going to take an e-levy charge from you. You go and the hospital will have their code, their merchant code on the wall. Maybe star 222 star. #1234.
So what is the kind of charge that is strictly on e-levy?
So the law states what areas. I don't know. I brought a small presentation if I could do it.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Do we have the presentation?
Yes.
Please come up.
So
please
can
come
we?
up.
Yes. Can we do a short
yeah.
presentation on the e-levy?
Let's do that
for people to follow what the law says.
So I'll leave you to. I'll be watching you here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So if he needs assistance.
Okay.
Where must he stand? You must stand here.
Oh,
I think your camera. He should stand there. Okay, fine. They want you to stand at the back.
Okay.
It's good. Okay.
So just about 3 points. Overview of the e-levy, the exclusions, the MMDAs and then the modified phased approach. Just some few things to bring people to speed. So the e-levy is just 1.5% on electronic transfers. And it is the transferor, the person who is sending, not the one receiving. If you are receiving your e-levy, you are in the exemption group. You are not going to pay. But
so if you are sending me 1,500, you pay.
I will pay.
But if you send me that 1,500 and I send to Mikael, will I pay?
That one you are sending, so you will pay.
So, but that's where the issue is. 1,500. You've paid your percent, 1 point something, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm sending. I pay 1 point something on the same 1,000.
Yes.
He sends it to this one. He pays the same.
Yes, but that's how all funds are taxed across the world. So when I'm paid my salary and I've paid my income tax, I enter a supermarket
to buy something.
You
pay VAT.
You pay VAT again.
On the same money.
On the same money. The VAT owner or the shop owner will also go and purchase items.
He pays.
He will also pay.
On the same money I gave him.
On the same money you gave him. So that's how taxes work across the world. So the Act provides for charging entities transfers covered and transfers that are not covered. And the GRA of course, is responsible for collecting under Section 4 and 5 of the
So
of
sending
the Levy
money
Act.
to any person other than merchant
Yes.
is e-levy.
Yes, other than
What about
merchant.
school fees?
School fees, if the schools have registered a merchant code, you use their code to pay and you are not going to pay e-levy. Just like we did for Perez Church, who have a code, a merchant code. So we have encouraged all institutions that are receiving fees. Like I've received maybe my property rate, I have to go to a district to pay for a building permit. The district assembly is an MMDA. I don't have to go and pay a tax using e-levy. So when you go, there should be a code at the MMDA provided for you to use to pay so that you're exempted from the e-levy.
If I'm buying hair for my daughter at East Legon,
Yes.
from hair center,
Yes, you have to pay.
hey,
Yes, unless that hair center is registered, but there's a condition for registering as a merchant. So if you meet it before you...
oh, there's a condition.
Yes,
you have to
go-
tell us. These young people are business people. They need to know.
Yes, there's
what's
a
the condition to be?
you have to go with your tax certificate that will classify who you are before you are given the
So I have
code.
a small watchy business. I've finished university. I'm selling check.
Yes.
Will I get the exemption?
I'm not sure.
I won't.
Yes,
I have
you are
to
doing
grow the business
commercial.
a
Yes,
little bit.
yes.
Oh,
you
I
are
see.
doing the commercial, so you have to pay. So the
So people
charges-
must pay e-levy to buy that check from me.
People must pay. Yes, people must pay if it's check.
Yeah, so
it is not
if they
exempted.
order check on the phone,
Yes.
the e-levy is on it.
Yes, it's
so you buy
electronic
Tunga Wachi
transaction.
from Dansoma, the e-levy is on it.
Yeah, if you are paying.
Yes, I live in Adabraka. I want Wachi from Dansoma. They will deliver it. They do that on Saturday mornings.
Yes.
So I send the text to the Tunga Wachi lady, and then they are going to deliver it. I pay e-levy.
Yes, you pay if
But
you
that
send
makes
it
the
from
food
your
more
phone.
expensive, yeah.
Well, but
But the convenience is that I can sit in Adabraka and the food will come
and
to me.
order it.
Yeah.
But some of these restaurants have even registered code. This afternoon, I had a meeting at Holiday Inn. I paid by POS. There was no e-levy. So depending on the mode of on the payment, if you are using the merchant, the codes or POS systems, and those exempted e-levy payment points, then you are not going to
Those
pay.
who get mobile money from abroad, somebody asked me that. I don't understand it anyway.
No, remittances are not covered. So it
How
will
do
be
you capture it
explained.
as remittance? They get it on their phone, or?
Yes, if you get it on your phone,
Yeah.
you are receiving it, so you are not going to pay. It's only when you...
But the person in America who is sending me mobile money on my phone, is he going to pay?
No, he's outside the country and is not covered by the taxes of
Oh,
our
the
land.
jurisdiction.
Yes.
But it comes into my mobile money wallet.
Yes, so you can withdraw it. But if you choose to do transactions with it on your phone, then now you are sending, so you may have to pay. Do you get it?
Yes.
So the charging entities, we are talking about electronic money issuers, the EMIs, the payment service providers, the PSPs, then the banks, then we are talking about specialized deposit taking institutions and other financial institutions.
Are they exempted, deposit taking?
No, the people, once you use any of these ones, then you are going to pay. These are the charging entities.
Oh, please, can you run through the charging entities again?
Electronic money issuers.
That's like who? PayPal?
Like PayPals, and yes, those are all electronic transactions. So you have to pay. Payment service providers, banks. You know, apps. Now the banks all have apps. So if you are using your bank app to make a transaction, you are going to the banks are part of the charging entities.
Okay.
Then the specialized deposit taking institutions and other financial institutions, as long as an electronic platform they are using.
So if I'm using their platform to pay school fees?
Yes. If you are using their platform to pay school fees on your phone without going through the code of the school, you will pay.
So I have to go through the code of the school
Yes.
so that I don't
If
pay?
you want the exemptions, go through the codes, the merchant
Yeah.
codes of the institutions.
Yeah.
But if you do it on your phone, then you pay. Even on this tithe argument that we are doing, if you don't use the church's merchant code and you want to pay from your phone to maybe
The
a
church's
normal
phone,
Momo number,
you will pay.
that one, the system
okay.
will not be able to identify that you are paying into a merchant institution, a merchant registered institution. You get it?
I get it.
Thank you.
So
very
hospitals can register as merchants?
Yes, you have to. Hospitals,
schools can register as
MMDAs,
merchants?
schools,
schools,
institutions that take fees.
Registrar General?
Particularly, yes. Registrar General, institutions that take fees.
So those fees and charges people?
Yes,
Those who do the fees and
Ghana.gov,
charges.
if you are paying through Ghana.gov, it's a tax you are paying, so you are exempted. So that you don't do double payment of tax.
I see. If you are an operator at the airport and you are paying the airport for something, what do you do? Code?
Yes, if you either use the code or if you use your Momo line, then you pay.
So use your mobile line, you pay. Use the code, you don't pay.
You don't pay.
If you're a young girl who is selling hair and you are successful at the business, go to Registrar General and see whether you qualify to
Whether
register.
you qualify for as a merchant.
If for some reason you don't qualify, then people who are paying you will pay.
Yes, if you don't qualify, they will pay. And that is why the Momo merchants, those who are doing Momo as agents for MTNs and the telcos, they are all registered Momo merchants and they are not supposed to pay. So
I don't understand. They're not supposed to pay.
Yes, they are exempted from this e-levy.
Yeah, but they are receiving, and they are a platform for the transfer thing, the agents.
Yes.
So what do they pay? What do they not pay? I don't understand.
So when you go there and you want to withdraw your Momo,
your money, yes.
Your money, you are receiving. So they are not supposed to charge you e-levy.
Okay. So, but have they been charging? Do you know?
That is the complaints we have.
If, however, they are sending me electronic cash
yes.
to come to me for the cash.
Yes.
So I say, send me 5,000 electronic cash, which I do sometimes.
Okay.
And then come for the cash from me.
Yes.
So that I have the money on my... So I just see a transaction, 2,000 sent to you from this agent, another 2,000, 1,000. He comes to the office, I've sent you 5,000. I give him 5,000. And those days I give him 5,000 plus the charges. Will I be paying more for that?
Okay, I need to understand. If you went to